In today's video, I'm going to go over the Vlookup function, one of the most commonly used and popular functions in Excel. I'm going to show you how you use it, how you can set it up, what the limitations are, and how you can avoid some of the pitfalls and common errors that happen when using it. And for this example, I'm going to use this table here that has product ID, product name, category, price, and an indicator to say whether it's in stock or not. So let's start with doing a lookup for a product name or a category based on the product ID. So how Vlookup works is essentially just searching through a data set and retrieving a value. So here in this cell, I'm going to type in P005 because what I want to do is return the values on this row. So I'm going to highlight that just so it's clear the values that I want to pull from. So to set up a Vlookup, start by typing VL, and you can type in the entire name of it, or you can just stop here, and with this selected, just press Tab, and it's going to select it for you. That's usually what I do, just type in VL, Tab, fills in the rest of it, just another way to make it quicker. And then now it's just entering the actual arguments for the function. The first one is the lookup value. This is the value that we're searching for. So I'm going to select this value here in column G. I could type it in, just key it in, put it in quotes, type in P005. The drawback of this is now if we want to make a change, we have to edit it right here in this formula. And if you're not looking closely at the formula, you may not realize what it's looking up. So it's always better to reference an actual cell, just so that it makes it easier to update and maintain in the future. So that's my lookup value. The table array. So one of the big limitations of Vlookup is that the value you're searching for has to be in the leftmost column of the table that you're selecting. So what does that mean? So if I select column B and go all the way through to column E here, this is not going to work because this value P005 has to be in this first column, and it's not going to be found based on the selection that I've made. So in order to make this formula work, I actually have to grab column A as well. And now I'm going to select the rest of my table and scroll all the way to the bottom here and select that. So now it's going to look up this value, P005, in that first column. So now it's set up correctly. Now it's going to work. And now the next argument is the column index number. So in this range that I've selected, I've got A through E. So that's 5 columns. So this is the first column, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. So I'm specifying now which column I want to retrieve the values from. If I just enter a value of 1, that's going to be the first column. That's going to be the same value that I'm looking up. That's not what I want. I want, let's say, the product name. So I'm going to enter a value of 2, the second column in here. And as for the range lookup, in this example, and in most cases with Vlookup, you're probably going to be looking for an exact match. You don't want approximations because then sometimes you can end up with unintended results. So I'm going to set this to false, close that, and so we can see that P005 relates to the fitness tracker. If I change this column from a 2 to a 3, then we get fitness. If I change it to price, then that's 4. And then if I check if it's in stock, then it's going to be column 5. So as you can see, based on the column number, it's going to retrieve the value in those different columns. Now, one error that you may encounter is, let's say if I type in a value of 6 rather than 5. The problem with this is my range only has 5 columns. So if I'm going outside of it, I'm going to get a reference error. So if you ever get this error when dealing with Vlookup, that probably means something about your range is incorrect. And so this is different from a value not being found. This is telling you that your reference is actually wrong. So in most cases with Vlookup, what this relates to is this column number being wrong, where you're selecting the 6th column, but your range only has 5. So in this example here, I can only select values 1 through 5 because I only got 5 columns. So if I change this back to, let's say, the 5th one, now we're fine again. So that's one of the more common errors that you're going to encounter with Vlookup is that your reference is wrong or you're putting in the wrong column number. Another problem to watch out for with Vlookup is that because this value is hard-coded, a value of 5, the problem is if you've got a large data set and things change, move around, you could be referencing the wrong column. I've seen this happen quite a bit. For example, let's say I set this column to number 2. I've got the product name. It's referencing the fitness tracker. So I think it's always going to be referencing that column. But let's say someone comes along and they change this table around. So let's say I'm going to cut and paste it. So insert the cut cells here. And now you can see now it's referencing fitness because it's still looking at that second column. This is a hard-coded value, a hard-coded number. So it's not going to update as I make changes to my table the way normally formulas will update when you change ranges in Excel. So that's one of the big things to watch out for, is because in this case, it's not returning an error, right? So it's not obvious that something's wrong here. Instead, it's referencing a different column than I initially had just because my data set has changed and moved around. So that's one important thing to watch out for with VLOOKUP. Now, another problem you may run into is not finding the value. And this can happen for multiple reasons. Let's say we type it in incorrectly. Let's say we've got, let's say this value has an extra space in here, right? So it's not going to find it. So if you get this error, the NA, that tells you it's not available. It wasn't found. So that's the error message telling you that it wasn't found in your data set. So if I remove this space, then it's fine again. So that's one of the common issues that can happen. I'm going to turn off the highlighting for this row, and I'm going to show you another issue with VLOOKUP that you'll want to watch out for. So let's say I add another item, P101. Let's say it's the same thing. Let's say a different price for the water bottle. And now let's say I want to look up P101. I've got an NA error. And the reason why is because I'm selecting this range. So if you're just selecting a range like this, it's not going to automatically update, right? So I'd have to drag this down, pull it down to include that value, and then it's going to return that. But I'm going to hit Control Z to undo this just to show you another way around this. So if you don't have a terribly large data set, what you can do, and what I sometimes do, is just reference the entire column. So A through E. Obviously, this can slow down your spreadsheet if, let's say, you've got a very large data set, a very large spreadsheet, and you're doing a lookup on entire columns. But it'll work nonetheless. Another thing you can consider doing is converting this data into an actual table. Right now, it looks like a table, but it's not actually set up as a table. To do that, I'm going to click anywhere on this data set, go to Insert, and now click on Table. And now it's going to automatically detect my range. I'm going to click on OK, leave the default. So now you can see it's applied this formatting. That's basically Excel's way of saying that it's, converted into a table and applied that formatting. I can always change this formatting if I want, and it can look just like it did before. But by leaving it this way, this is a good way to see that it is a table. But let's say I don't want this formatting. I'm going to go back to no highlighting at all. But one way you can tell that it's a table, if I click away, you'll notice there was another tab that opened up here. So if I click on the table, you can see it says Table Design now. So if I click on here, there's certain settings related to this table. So that's how you know that it's a table. And the benefit of having a table is now if I go all the way to the bottom, let's say I add P102. You can see it automatically expanded here. This is the table updating automatically. So let's say I add in electronics. Let's put laptop stand again, let's say for $25, not in stock. So now if I type in P102, it's still going to work because I'm referencing that range. But another thing I can do is I can reference the actual table. So let's say instead of A through E, I'm going to actually select this entire table. So I can just type in table 1, which is the name of the table that I've set up. Hit enter, and that's going to work all the same. So now I've got the lookup working correctly because it's referencing the entire table. So now if I add, let's say, P103, and let's say it's going to be the same as this one here, you can see the table's automatically expanded here. And now if I go up here and type in P103, it's going to show up as well. Let's say I change the product to, the column to column 3. And now we can see the range that's selected. So it's automatically expanding. And that's one of the big benefits of using a table in your formulas in this case, especially when doing lookups, because especially if you've got a data set that's growing over time and you forget to expand it in your lookup, then you might miss values there and it's not going to look up your entire range. So my suggestion is either just select the entire columns or convert it into a table, and then it's automatically going to update for you. So you no longer have to worry about readjusting your formula. So those are the key things to watch out for when you're doing a lookup. The formula itself is not terribly complicated. We're putting in a lookup value, we're setting a lookup range, and then retrieving a value based on that column number. And in most cases, you're going to be looking for an exact match. So this last argument is set to false. But the big thing to watch out for is those reference errors, where if you're referencing the wrong column number 10, I only have five selected, so I'm going to get a reference error, right? So that's one of the most common ones. Another one is that, if our value is not found, and that can happen if, we're not referencing the proper range. So let's say I look at B through E, right? It's not looking at the leftmost value. Even though I've got 4 columns, I'm going to get an NA error. So NA error tells you the value is not found. A ref error tells you to look at your range, that probably the column number argument is incorrect, that you've entered in a value that's too high. So that's a brief overview of the VLOOKUP function, how to set it up, and some more common issues you may encounter. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.